Have you ever tried to find the perfect gift for the truck lover in your life and you ended up knee-deep in gimmicky gadgets that never got used? Did you actually know that Americans waste more than $10 billion every year on unwanted gifts? And the average person spends about $70 on gifts that no one really wants or uses. Now, that is a lot of money down the drain. And honestly, a big reason why I designed this video to spotlight useful, real-world gifts that truck guys will actually use and appreciate. Now, before we get rolling, I want you to hear this. You don't need a truck to be prepared. I started this whole journey with a car, and the same essentials that saved me then are the ones that I still carry today. So, whether you're driving a truck, a car, or anything in between, this list is about wisdom, not about the vehicle you drive. And in this video, I'm gonna show you 10 plus rock solid actual useful gifts that any truck guy will appreciate, whether it's the holiday season or the middle of summer. These gifts won't just sit in a drawer. They'll be riding shotgun all year long. Let's jump in. So let's go ahead and get started with the primary pick or the MVP of this year, and that is going to be this device right here. Now, I did highlight this in my other video where I did just a variety of gift lists for guys in general, not necessarily truck guys, but you can also check out that video if you're interested in more gifts beyond just this. I'll link it at the very end of the video. I'll have that listed. But I want to review this because to me, this is the MVP of the truck. This is an expandable. You drop it down, it naturally locks into place. This is an emergency commode. Now, you see it fully expanded, but I could actually rotate this if I wanted to and take it down to maybe, let's say, 4 inches. Why? So that you could be sitting on it in the vehicle if you had an emergency where you're stuck in traffic, etc., etc. Or you just lift it up, it naturally locks into place. You've got a bag and a toilet seat that allows you to make your donations. And then when you're done, you simply just take the bag, tie it up, toss it in the nearest garbage, collapses back down, you're good to go. All right. So again, if you're struggling with, you have people with you, let's say you're not even in traffic, but you're out camping or whatnot, you don't want to have to search for a horizontal down tree. This is something that will work great for family members, whatnot. But this thing, again, MVP in my opinion, simply rotate right back into place just like that. Now, a couple of tips. Have wet wipes, which I naturally carry wet wipes in my truck. But what I would do if I were you is at the bottom of that, underneath the bag, have wet wipes, have toilet paper, not on the roll, but I would take a bunch out, put it in a Ziploc so it can lay flat and it's collapsible and it's more of for like a couple time use, because at most, this is an emergency style situation. That'll get you out of most in a sense where you're gonna be able to recover quickly, and then just remember to replace it when you're done with it. But by far MVP. Now, for those of you that have a truck and you don't already have a portable jump start system, the battery technology has gotten so good that just think of this. This battery will jump start a large variety of vehicles that are out there. And keep in mind, this is also an amazing battery bank. So for those of you that want to charge, right, guess what? I got a USB-A, a USB-C, and a micro USB port that's there. I could also utilize this for the light. It got an LED light, and this one's half charged because I've used it a couple of times. So it's got a variety of mode when it comes to the light is concerned. But again, this is a must-have for if you're going to jump start a car. Now, I would not just have this. I would also have jumper cables on the off chance that this were ever to run out, the battery were to die, etc., etc. I think it's worth investing in both of those. I also have jumper cables in my truck as well. So again, something to consider. Now, as long as we're talking about emergencies, I think it would be also important to consider having a tire plug kit. So if you get a tire that goes flat and you're able to plug it, this to me is a fantastic little plug system. This is the Husky one. I think I got this one at Home Depot. Even if you don't know how to use it, I have found that majority of people that will stop and help you are stopping because they have knowledge and they know how to use something like this. You're traditionally, people who don't know how to do a lot with the tires and stuff, those are the ones that keep going on because they're like, well, I can't help them anyway. So this may come in handy. Even if you don't know how to use a tire plug kit, I would still have one in your vehicle with you, okay? Now, there are a variety of tools that I think come in handy. One, a multi-tool, right, that has ratchet, needle nose. It's got a variety of screw attachments. It's got knife, etc., etc. This thing comes in handy, rapid fire. A little box cutting knife. I have a little saw, handheld saw that you could use if there's down timber in front of you, right? Allen wrenches. I've even got a tape measure. I just tend to use that stuff regularly. My point is, don't be afraid to get some smaller stuff for the vehicle. There would be more stocking stuffers. And of course, don't forget hearing protection. For those of you that are doing a lot of shooting or plinking or whatnot, this is great to have with you. You never know when you're going to need this. Even if you're on a large construction site and you want to have hearing protection, this is a great way to go. Also, no truck kit is complete without ratchet straps. I will tell you what, these things are worth their weight in gold. I absolutely love having these with me. However, something that I've also been using more recently is this, what they call, it's a rope puller. But this is basically, it's a newer attachment that allows you to utilize, and I cannot bring that back. So if you're doing stuff that has a working load where you don't need a ton, right? These, I believe the working load on this cord is 35 pounds, I believe it is, yeah. And so this is just 3mm cord, and I also think one of the things I like about this is reflective, has reflective elements in it. So if you're using this to tie down a rain fly or a tent right at night, you're walking, and how many times these are the very things that cause you to fall? Well, if you have a light on you, this has reflective, so this will really stand out so you won't run into it. But definitely something to consider. This to me is convenient, it's small, and I would definitely have that. Now, I've also got a grade 43 logging chain that I keep with me. This, I believe, is a 14-footer, but that has a working load capacity of 5,400 pounds. So you never know when you're going to catch that 5,300-pound bass and you're going to need something hefty to pull it out. Definitely have that with you. And then there is a variety of tow straps that I would strongly consider having. One, you can go without hooks. You could go with hooks, right? There's just a variety of different things. The only thing I would say here is once you do get them, I would strongly consider having more than one. You'll be surprised at how many times you'll use more than one. Now, going back to my Minnesota roots, there is not many winters where you didn't think you're going to spend the night in a ditch. And at that point, one, you're going to be utilizing, have candles in your truck as well. That could also be a stocking stuffer because it provides light, but also it provides a heat source that could keep you warm until you're able to get out or someone's able to find you. The other thing is going to be have this. Now you notice this is a Gerber. This folds up. Right, everything you're going to have in the vehicle, you want to have a fairly small footprint. So I can extend this out, and then I can utilize this if I need to try to dig myself out. Also, on this side, you'll notice that there's serrations. So I can utilize this to also try to cut through a log or something if this particular saw just isn't cutting it, right? That's just a Husky saw with a sheath. Now, this is a great option, and this has come in handy many times. And also, too, if you're out and about and you need to bury your feces, this is a great tool for that. Now, as long as we're on cutting, this is an amazing thing. Now, guys, this, if you know, you know. This is a Gransfors Bruks. I don't know how to say that, but I think that might be it. This is a small Swedish community. That's North Sweden. And they've been doing forging since 1902, I think. So they've been doing this for well over 100 years. And they make an amazing little hatchet, if you will. I carry this with me all the time. This, to me, if you were to pick one, this would be it. Why? It's not too big. It's portable. But at the same time, it is big enough to fall a tree. So it's kind of that middle ground where it's the maybe an all-around use, right? If I'm splitting wood, I would obviously never use this unless it was in an emergency situation or a survival type situation. But this is fantastic. Also, kind of a fun little note, this has LP written on it, which is the name of the smith that made it. Just like that Terry Redland picture I have in the back. Terry Redland signed his name, what number that print was. Well, guess what? They do this as well. So the forger, LP, which I think is Lars Patterson, maybe. I think there's two of them. Anyways, they signed their note. How cool is that? He is one of the world-renowned, one of the more experienced forgers that's there. I think that's pretty cool. Again, if you know, you know. Something to consider. Now, this you could pick up for roughly just under $200 for a small forest axe, I believe is what they call this. Another thing, if you're going to be good at working, you also should be good at playing. This is a double nest hammock. This, all you need is 2 trees. This is goes in between it. I take this out to the land all the time. So if you're out doing a lot of hiking back in the woods, this is a great opportunity to have a suspended bed that is super, super comfortable and just an enjoyable time. Like I said, I bring it out to the land all the time and I play with Braun as he's diving into the water, etc., etc. I also believe, as I've already told you, I come from the great state of Minnesota. And this is a state bird repellent. So this is a mosquito net that you can have. And again, I think this is fantastic, especially if you're there on the Mississippi in the middle of May when the mayflies are there. Good lobby, that's not a fun season. Also this, again, it just protects you against bugs when you need it, hands-free. I would definitely consider just, again, having one in there. So a great stocking stuffer, right? This particular one is insect shield. But there's a wide variety you can get. I also would carry gloves in your with you. I would carry the fingerless as well as the ones that have fully dressed fingers for protection. I also think it's imperative to have something like this, which could be used as a stocking stuffer, but a tire gauge I think is an absolute must. And of course, even though I don't use one a lot now, this only comes in handy for me about once every 3 years. I do know if I was back in Minnesota, in fact, I was talking to my brother this morning on Marco, and he sent me a picture. They've gotten their snowfall is definitely hitting. So this comes in handy, much better than a credit card if you go with that option for scraping. A microfiber cloth, absolutely. I would have multiple. I actually have 3 of these. I've got a large one, a smaller one, and then this one. But I only brought one in to kind of show you. So a microfiber cloth for cleaning your windows, cleaning like your scopes, the reticle, or if you will, the glass on your scope. There's a wide variety of things you can actually utilize that for. Now, as we're talking about emergencies, guys, I work in the hospital and they use ABD pads, and those things are hospital grade, but they're also hospital grade in cost. So you're not going to want to use those. But here's a great alternative. What was made and designed to soak up blood? Female napkins. So I actually carry a large pack of feminine napkins in my truck. So if you were to cut yourself, whatever, let's say you're cutting down a tree and you accidentally slip, this works great for absorbing that blood, allowing you to put a little bit of pressure, right? The other thing that everyone should have in is duct tape. That works great. So you'd put this over top, then you'd wrap it with the duct tape to keep it on to at least put some pressure until you can get to any emergency medical system, or you can activate that, etc. So this is a great opportunity, and they're very cost effective. So I would consider having that as well. Now, a couple of things. This is, where's Braun? Yeah, this is for you, buddy. He loves the, okay, this is an expandable container that allows me, one, I could clip this onto the back of my backpack, right? I can expand it, use it for water for him when he needs a drink and you're not by a water source. This works out great. These are honestly fairly inexpensive, but I would get this. I've also got tennis balls and, of course, a launcher if you've got a dog that enjoys fetching. And of course, if you're in the city limits, having a small run of doggy bags are important just so that you can kind of pick that up, as well as having just a little leash for your particular loved one. Now, again, these are just quick tools that I use all the time, and I would strongly encourage you guys to consider any one of these, whether it be for stocking stuffers or for a regular gift, or if you see this later on in the year and you're looking at birthday gifts. These are things that I use all the time. I have multiple things that are out in the truck that I'm testing, but I'm really not convinced, so therefore I'd never want to present them in this, because I want you to know that everything you see here is things that I have used. Now, this one is almost brand new because my brother Honey Badger will attest. We used it way more than what we should have, and that thing, it ended up severing. So there are a couple things that are newer, but again, they're more of replacements for things that I've already been using, okay, that sort of thing. Again, hopefully this is helpful to you. Happy holidays, or whenever you watch this, but shoot dang, have an amazing Thanksgiving, y'all.